such a different way of how this is going.
Yeah.
That is a very
TBD.
touchy subject.
Hope you're ready.
I may need a beer first.
But hold on, I feel like you're not participating
Oh, yeah.
in this.
All right, worst fear, biggest fear, one about this whole build.
And then we eat, right?
And then we eat.
Okay.
The biggest fear for
But hold
me.
on, I feel like you're not participating
Oh, yeah.
in this. Like, we had to, like, what's our most exciting thing?
Yeah.
You didn't say what your most exciting thing
Well,
is.
We do
stereo.
it after lunch.
We know the stereo.
Yeah, what's
is
your
the
most exciting thing?
Yeah.
Most exciting thing.
Wow, that exciting.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
because I have to narrow it down to one. It's
It's
not
hard.
that easy. I mean, a lot of things I'm excited about, but if I really would have to narrow it down, it would be probably the sound system we're gonna have.
Called
I
it.
know it's weird.
He's
it's weird.
building.
It's totally
and
weird.
it's
I know.
Florian.
I know.
No,
I
And
know.
he's the
but-
most excited about
It's
his
not,
sound system.
yeah, but it's not weird. It's Rico.
It's
so that was
freaking
such a
hilarious.
predictable answer.
It's like
Oh.
I could name like stability and I mean like lots of things I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Having a steel hull, having a displacement boat in first place. I'm very excited about because
No, you get one.
yeah,
I know,
you already
I know, I
said.
know.
What if I told you that we're not going to install a stereo system on our boat?
You're joking.
He doesn't understand the question.
Yeah.
I don't understand
So
the
it's an
question.
option.
Exactly. I don't understand the question.
It's a $5,000 or $7,000 option or whatever, and
Okay.
it's a couple Fusion speakers and some other speakers inside the cabin and like
Yeah.
a Fusion head deck or whatever.
Yeah.
And we think, because we're filming all the time, we don't ever listen to music.
We do, but when we do, we are fine with Bluetooth speakers and placing them throughout the boat. Like,
Okay.
Like,
running wires.
4
and-
mega booms is kind of what we're thinking. And this
Can
is
you
like
connect them all
he's-
together?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will probably work.
You're still okay with that?
I still find it kind of weird.
I don't feel the need
I-
for
Do
like
you
a
still
want
want to go on their boat for?
I know. I'll bring a boombox.
Rico just rolls up with some speakers. What are these
A
suitcases?
full of
I'm-
speakers.
That's my sound system.
I'm on the fence of it. Yeah, there are fantastic Bluetooth speakers
Yeah.
for sure, and you can. It's cool thing is you can take them anywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's
And
like-
outside and
Yeah,
whatever, and we
yeah.
take them to the
And you
beach.
can move them
like,
around.
But
So
it-
that's for us is like we take them everywhere we go.
yeah, but you can
Yeah.
still have Bluetooth speakers and have a stereo on the boat.
But we're always filming, and I always
Yeah.
feel like we have to turn the music off when
Yeah.
we film.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, like 80% of the time, we can't listen to the music.
Because otherwise, before you turn on a camera, you have to go turn the music off.
That's true. That's true. Well, then at least get like the best version of a Bluetooth speaker, multiple, everywhere.
Can I put you in charge of that?
He would be advising.
I'll happily research
Rico
with you.
will be our
Seriously,
sound advisor.
Happily research with you, and they made huge progress, anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, like even the small speakers sound pretty amazing now.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way we feel, and it's also a smaller boat, so it's like
Yeah.
we've only got the 3 cabins,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you've got a salon and a
cabins.
cockpit, like 3 cabins.
2 cabins. Third cabin for a workshop.
Wow, this one is a big deal. I mean, that's where they're sleeping.
It has a pipe cot.
In the workshop?
yeah.
No, that's where Rico is sleeping.
That's what
Over
it
the
is.
fridge and in the workshop.
Isn't there a bunk or something I can fold down? Yeah, it's.
It's a pipe cot.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the cabin.
Yeah.
Next to the Milwaukee drill or whatever it is, the vault or like who knows.
And you, Victoria, what is
Okay,
the
what's your most
for
exciting
you?
thing?
I am literally where you are. Having a boat that doesn't move, that I'm not gonna get seasick on,
Yeah.
is huge for me.
What's gonna move?
It's
But
gonna
very
move
different, yeah.
forward. We've been on board of Daring 77 underway. We've been on board of the 70 underway. I mean, it's just incredible, like how
We've been on
solid.
board of the 65 in the
65,
Bahamas.
yeah.
In the anchorage.
That's very true.
And the only movement the boat did was this.
I'm just so looking forward to not have to think about guests on board getting seasick, like literally not really having that conversation. I'm always worried because he doesn't know what it's like to be seasick. He doesn't really understand it, and his level of compassion is very minimal when it comes to that. Like he's just like, it'd be fine, get used to it. He's like, no, don't get used to it. And so for me, it's like I always worry about other people. I'm sensitive to it.
Yeah.
I watch them. I have like trying to help them. I would love to not think about it and just to be able to like come on board of this boat. There is a minimal chance that you will be seasick, and that to me is huge.
It's not obviously my answer because I don't get seasick. For both of you, like I do have huge compassion for this because I mean you see it.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, no,
Like
you do,
thank
yeah.
you so
turn
much.
green, you turn pale.
Oh, yeah.
It takes all the joy out of it.
Yeah.
You're no longer having fun because I hate being just regular sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing is, it's like now all of a sudden you're sick when you should be having fun.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And especially now throw in some drama and some crappy seas and something
Some
you need
breaks.
to deal with. And you feel crappy and you still got to get up and make it happen because who else is going to do it? You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
have a choice. And that, I'm like, I totally get it. And you're right. That should be the, like, hey, you actually get to enjoy all the moments you didn't enjoy before.
All good, Jason. You want to
All
push it a
good.
little?
Do you want me to push?
Perfect. Just don't fall in.
Yeah, here comes the bar. This is my favorite part about Florida.
Oh, we gotta
Holy
film.
crap.
We gotta film
I love
this.
these.
You gotta film this.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
No.
No.
So I think our next video we need to do
Yes,
this.
West Palm Beach. We'll go to Peanut Island.
You guys put
There
this in
you
the
go.
comments if you think. All right, you guys put it in the comments if you
Love
want.
it.
If you want the four of us to go
Yeah.
on one of those tiki bars, let us know.
How do you not love the tiki bar?
I've never been on one, but what is going to be the outfit though?
Swimsuit, duh.
Swimsuit?
Yeah.
Bikini, Rico?
Oh, I wear a thong.
A tongue.
thong.
500,000 subscriber challenge. Rico and a thong and a
No,
tiki
no,
bar.
no.
Ah!
I'll pull out of this challenge.
Oh.
What
They
she
will
said.
pull out. Oh.
Okay, back to very difficult
Yes.
questions.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me get my list out. Let me get my list. Are you going to have a dishwasher on your boat?
Oh, that's a Victoria question.
That is a very
TBD.
touchy subject.
TBD.
I have always
That
wanted
is a
dishwasher.
touchy subject?
Yes.
Oh, that's a touchy subject.
Ah.
The problem is I have a dishwasher and he works just fine.
Oh.
What brand is it?
No.
It's Win.
It's a win.
Oh, it's a Win.
It's a win.
It's a Win.
It's a
Yeah.
win dishwasher.
Oh, isn't that the J series?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah, I
J
know that. Yeah, it's
series.
really good. They watch. I've actually experienced it too.
Right.
Yeah,
It works
it
great.
works
Why
fantastic.
why would you
Yeah.
replace that?
It dries perfectly, like amazing. Yeah.
No.
It even
I
polished
mean-
the silverware afterwards.
It complains a fair amount. It's not
Yeah.
the quietest
It
dishwasher,
groans and moans.
but it works like a
God.
champ.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
good.
you guys, this is not fair because this came up before, and I'm like totally with Jason, and I'm like, just get a dishwasher.
Get a dishwasher.
Get a dishwasher.
And save water.
I'm not saying a hard no, but I feel like we need to wait, get on the boat, live with the space. Then, if we want one, we can install one.
And
But
then
I
if there's a
don't-
possibility of divorce, then you'll get a dishwasher.
Exactly.
And if there's not, then you just continue on being how you are. Just the little one, like the one I had on Elbow. It's perfect for two. It's perfect. Don't need the big
why
one.
are you only looking at him? He's already convinced.
I'm just on his side.
Commiserating.
Yes, I'm on his side. I want you to get a dishwasher. I actually think if we didn't have one on our future boat, people will stop subscribing because they know how important it is to me and how much for dishwasher I am and how it saves water and all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it
so
just
hard,
saves
though. It's like-
marriages.
It's so like you've already got so much tech on a boat. How much more tech you want to add?
Dishwasher's old school tech. It's not new tech.
TBD.
Proven.
Let us know what you guys think.
We will
And,
keep you posted.
yes,
We will follow up with the
we will
wins on
follow
that.
up
Yes.
on this
Will
one.
the winds get divorced over this question?
Dishwasher.
Or a dishwasher. What is the largest or the greatest concern or fear you guys have regarding the new build?
I would say it would be exactly things like that. Things like over these like little decisions. I mean, they're all little, but it all adds up. And it's like kind of at the end of the day, you don't want to make a wrong choice, you know, of getting this or getting that. Especially when you can't go see a boat. It's brand new. It's
Yeah.
never been built before, so you don't know. You have nothing to go look at. So it's hard. You're all making these decisions off of a piece of paper. It feels like it would be less difficult if it were like a Leopard or a Fontaine Pajot or something that already
Has
existed.
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Okay, Nikki and I had this whole conversation about decision fatigue. We talked about this, I feel like over and over because they have their own decisions that they're, you know, that they're dealing with. We have it on like quadruple scale with stuff we need, and the biggest problem with the decisions is that it comes way earlier than you planned.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
Talk
it-
about that. 'cause
Yeah.
That's something I don't think people understand. They think it's very like structured, you know,
You think you're going to have more time than you do, but you really don't. Like your decisions have to be made so freaking early because, fair enough, they have to order all the parts. to get it in time to be able to even install it. And then they're trying to make up for the fact that there are delays in products. So now they're trying to order them even extra early. And it's all like for your benefit, but it doesn't make it any easier. And we, like, because we are a production boat, right, we have less decisions to make, but there are still plenty. So like for you guys, being semi-custom, your world opens up and it's like endless possibilities with certain things. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's been very hard.
Thank you.
I gotta say.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
What we're working currently on, you guys, is appliances. And appliances has been a full-blown challenge that when we got into this, I didn't think would be a thing like that. That is something that is just became a much bigger deal. Huge time pressure on decision making. It's just such first world problems, and I fully understand and
Building a boat is a first world problem.
100%, but it's like you kind of think like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. You know, they said it's gonna be fun, but then you're like, wow, I have to decide this, and I only have 5 days to research, figure out what we want, and then pull the trigger on it, and then you're left with like that feeling, did I just make the wrong decision?
And the problem is too is because every single thing also involves a fair amount of money.
Oh yeah,
You
oh
know.
for sure, yeah, for sure.
So that's part of it too. But yeah, it's, I mean, I think this, you go through the same thing whenever you buy a house and you come with, you know, you're not showing up with all your furniture, or you're building a house, or remodeling anything. Like there's just all these decisions to be made, and you know, with a oven, a fridge, a this, a that, like just everything. And so you're trying to decide this all kind of, not at one time, but it feels like it's all at one time because you're trying to consider the whole package all the time.
Dishwasher was only $200, just saying.
The good thing is, it's not even an option on the HH, so it's something we would have to add aftermarket no matter what.
They should send me to them. I'll talk to them.
So my answer was probably lots of stuff breaking right after delivery. Not because there's no warranty or something, there's warranty, but you just got to deal with it. And then your answer was actually, I think, even the better answer.
My biggest fear of all is that something will happen in the world and like we never even get our boat. And I'm just so, you know, like traumatized by the last couple of years that I'm just like constantly worried that like I hope we even get it. Like, you know, not in a way that the company is gonna, like, no, just that the world is just such a crazy place.
And then we get to charter.
Yeah, like I want to do this whole journey. Like I'm looking forward to it so much. And it's just like kind of frightening how unstable the world is.
What is your biggest fear, Jason?
So my biggest fear would be we are picking up our boat, this brand new high performance boat, during the middle or right at the start of typhoon season. And we only have a very short amount of time that we can get out of China, or we have to pay
Import tax.
sales tax or import tax or whatever those fees are. So we basically get it and we go.
But that's honestly, that's no matter where in the world you pick your boat up.
Well, I would much prefer not to be picking it up in the middle of typhoon season, but at the same time,
No.
I don't want to wait 7 months to pick up.
Yeah.
So that's what's weighing on my mind right now. It's like we land, we get the boat, and we got to go, and then we got to find a safe place to go.
What
And
would-
like,
that's-
what is your
would be
plan?
a safe
yeah,
place?
what would be the plan?
Closest safe place is Indonesia. Which
Okay.
I
Okay.
looked
It's,
at the
it's
mileage.
kind of like a hurricane hole, a typhoon hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the hurricanes have never, or the typhoons, the cyclones, it's like this band right there around
Yeah.
Indo that they never hit.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely love to go there, and that might be our goal. That might be the only thing we can get insured on. So
Yeah.
will we
Yeah.
get insurance to cover us for the sail down to Indonesia in the middle
How
of
many-
typhoon season? So
Again,
Nautical
let's
miles
not
is
get
that?
into the insurance thing.
Yeah.
That'll like just
Yeah,
stress us out.
yeah. No insurance
Yeah.
thing.
it's a substantial
Is
amount
it-
of miles, and I think it was like 1,500, but I don't.
Oh, shoot,
I
so
can't
it's-
remember.
that is
It's not
it's
far.
not close.
Yeah. It's
No,
not
like
like a week
that's
sail.
not exactly what you want to do for your shakedown cruise.
Yeah.
Now, the quickest thing would be like Taiwan or even the Philippines. But again, it's all going to depend on insurance and what can we get coverage for. And that's also a big holdup. And until we get closer, we just won't know because you can't get insurance and can't get an answer now because we don't have the vessel now. And the rules with insurance can change.
And it's 7 months away, but I have to think about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what
You
is
got to
the
plan for it
plan?
now. Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
If money would be absolutely no concern at all, like zero, what if you've gone potentially with a larger boat? And if yes, what kind? I mean, it doesn't need to be a brand, but just like, would it be still a catamaran? Would it have been what would
How
be the
big
what's
would
the answer? What's the
you
answer?
go?
How big would you go?
I know my answer, and that was always a 55 HH.
Okay.
That was kind of
Wow.
always like
That's a big.
my
That's
dream.
pretty big.
We were just on board together, so
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. I was
Yeah.
just excited
I know
about
it's
it. That's-
big. Thank you.
Really,
sorry.
55 HH,
55.
yeah?
But that was like dream.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the first one we saw was a 66 HH ever.
Yeah.
And we were like, that is so beautiful. That's so out of our world.
Yeah.
But the 55, we were like, oh, that would be. We could probably sail that, just the two of us.
The only reason
sure
he
you
wants a
could.
55 is because then he's guaranteed a dishwasher.
yes, that's exactly
Exactly. You
what it
spend
is.
$2 million more, you get a dishwasher. Totally worth it.
Only. For me, it's no. For me, it's always the smaller the better. The least amount of responsibility I can have, because I want to be more free. I want less responsibility. I want less to clean, less to maintain.
It's like maximum comfort at max
Yes.
at minimum size
Minimum
kind
And
of.
effort
Yeah.
kind of,
and that
yeah.
44, 45 foot catamaran range usually fits that so well. Like,
That's
it's
true.
I have so much comfort in that. That is more space than I
Like,
ever
it's
need.
a good balance.
So it's like I don't want bigger just for the sake of bigger.
I was thinking comfortable ride and
dishwasher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
feel
The
you.
bigger the boat, the more comfortable it is to see. The faster it goes with less effort, potentially.
Yes.
How about you guys?
What?
What?
Oh, what will we? What?
How about you guys? What size would you go? Sky's the limit.
Money's no thing.
Probably go smaller.
I probably it's kind of weird because like
Because then you would need to charter.
yeah, like I don't. The thing is, okay, you know what? There is one more fear. I do have one more fear. I, lived plenty with roommates in my life, and I get along with living with people perfectly fine. But at some point, when you stop living with roommates, there's this freedom that you enjoy, and having crew, no matter how you slice it, you're still living with some sort of roommates. It's a roommate situation. So my fear is finding a right crew. I know it's going to be a process. There's going to be some turnover. It's like two people that you have to get along with on the roommate levels, but also
On a
on
work
like an
level.
employee-employer level. That is definitely a challenge, and I am like partially excited to be able to do this lifestyle that we wanted to do and been doing on like a proper scale. But I'm also nervous because I'm like, this is this other pressure of this other people on our boat that we've spent everything, we have on. That is definitely kind of in the back of my mind.
And in all fairness, you won't be the easiest people to work for because you're also the owners. You're not just a captain and chef stew or
It's our
purser or
boat.
whatever. Like, it is your personal vessel. So
Yeah.
like your level of what you're going to expect is going to be a little higher. I think maybe potentially it'll just be different.
So we're also like super fun and super likable.
Well, yeah, thanks for that. So start submitting your resumes. We are going to be definitely looking for a chef.
But to bring it back to the question,
Yes,
what money no object?
that's what I'm saying. I don't need a bigger boat.
Okay, there's two ways, right? Money no object.
But would there be any other boat in the world that you would ever desire to have? Like, because we're talking like money, no object,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Like, what would the sky's the limit?
I would consider bearing 80,
But then you need crew. Like
but
that's
that's
too much
the same
boat for
same
two
what we need
people.
right now. Same amount of crew we would need right now, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I think if we didn't have, we would have went for 80.
If we had the money, we probably went for 80.
But the same thing we're doing.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
that's probably would have
Okay.
been bigger than that. No.
And the other option would be money no object, no crew,
Go smaller.
go smaller.
Yeah.
I would be probably fine with a 72. I mean, if it's a bearing, for example, I would go with the 72. If it's down the line, it would be anything different. Then of course that's I don't know what that would be. But for me right now, I think the 72 would be like my ideal model just for the two of us.
I probably would be okay on a 70 as well. The new 70.
Yeah, the new 70. Yeah.
It's funny how like the budget for that boat, if you cannot charter, is something we could not afford. It's just like something people don't think about.
Good call.
It's like we call it we're able to do this boat because we're gonna charter. So if we go smaller, we wouldn't be able to afford.
Right, but that's the whole, the
small
sky's the
boat.
limit. But it's funny because we both answered with the boat that you're already buying.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Yeah.
that's just because of like where you put your money, like so you're invested. I don't think it's that. I think it's just it's such like privileged moment, you know, to go like, I'm literally buying my dream boat. Like at this moment, there's not any other boat out there I would rather have than the one that I'm getting. Like, that is kind of a weird thing for me. Like, it feels not, it's very surreal, like not real, it's
not
me.
sponsored. Like in the way of like, this is really, we did our research, we've
That's what I'm
decided on
saying.
the
Like,
brand.
all of us
Yeah.
spend a lot of time and effort to narrow down to this point where we are right now.
And in this moment, it feels like this is the right brand, and the you know
best
maybe
boat.
not the maybe not the size you could do if you could afford it or do, but it's the right brand.
You're so close, you're so, like, it's in that sweet spot.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's such a privilege to be able to even do that.
That's
you know,
100%
instead of
true.
like somebody asking that question to so many other people, and they would have a dream answer, and it could even be the yachts that we're buying, or it's very
it's
likely
very
the answer.
true.
So yeah, so I'm just also kind of like feeling like, wow,
It's like humble. There's a
it's
humble feeling.
very
yeah.
much so.
Have you guys decided on the color of your boat?
Ah, good question. Who goes first?
I mean,
Vicky?
the answer-
Jason? Jason goes first.
okay.
Is that a yes or
Yes.
It's been such a debate.
Yeah, so we took a lot of information from people we trusted, captains, people that sent us messages and comments in our YouTube videos, that gel coat isn't necessarily any better. Every gel coat repair we've had ever, you can see it. So everyone says, well, gel coat's so easy to repair, but no, you always see the gel coat. So we're gonna go, I think, with paint.
Yeah, I still think there's a slight edge out on gel coat, and the fact that I think the point being is that you can repair it yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And for sailors like ourselves, we tend to fix those things ourselves. Now we're going to get into this realm of if we have paint and there's ever anything that needs to be fixed, we will not be repairing that ourselves. So that becomes an extra expense. That's why it was also a tough decision.
Our boat is going to be set up so that we don't ever have to touch a dock. And that would be our goal. Never to touch a
If
dock.
you never go to a dock, you can't screw
You can't
stuff up.
scratch your boat up.
Good point.
With the dock, at least.
Good
At
point.
least.
Other idiots can run into you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. That's true.
And we thought
Stay
about
away
vinyl.
from the Sea-Doos.
Yeah, we thought about vinyl wraps as well, but some of the vinyl wraps we've seen in New Zealand and even in California, the ones that you showed us, they just take such a beating and they start to look not as good in a few years.
We've seen some that look amazing,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
some that look really terrible. So it's such a hard thing to know, are you going to get a good one or not? And it seems like, and there were so many people in the comment section that all said the same thing, and I agree with you so much, which was, if you're going to do a wrap, that happens later in life when your paint or your gel coat isn't looking so awesome anymore. That's when you get a wrap. It was more just like, you're like, we could do a really cool design, like we could have a really cool artist do something neat, and that was the idea. But I agree, I think you get the paint, it looks beautiful, it'll last for 10, maybe 15 years where it looks primo, and then it'll start to need a bit more love.
And the color?
I don't know, I'm still torn on the color.
Still torn.
It's
Okay.
ridiculous. Like, you can't just go and look at the colors at a boat shop. You got to talk to a distributor who can
That
give you
would be good.
samples, and it's just like,
Yeah, so we need to see like swatches, because the problem is I'm looking online and I don't know
Yeah,
what this is
that's-
going to look like
that's
in
hard.
reality. Yeah.
Just so you guys know, Rico and I were rooting for paint. We were rooting for
Were
paint.
you?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
so hold on now.
Yes, we were.
When we heard the first time that they were like back and forth, we were like,
Gel coat, or maybe wrap, or maybe paint.
We're like,
I was like,
paint,
oh my god, I hope they take paint, I hope they take paint, I hope
we
they
didn't
take
try to influence them too much, but we were rooting for paint.
But why? Explain why. Like, what's
Well,
your
first
reasoning?
of all, it's less
Not that we haven't
maintenance.
all gone through this 9 million
Yeah.
times now.
Less maintenance. It looks shinier and more crisp than gel coat. Gel coat you can polish out a bunch of times and it's going to look nice, but it fades and dulls quicker, oxidizes quicker. Well, wrap, after seeing a bunch of wraps, and when you touch something, you're going to get that nick, or you're going to get a little bit of a peel of that wrap.
I mean, we have yet to see like amazing wrap after 5 years, and that was a big thing
That's
for
the
us.
point. Again, like with paint, like either whatever, All Grip or Alexial, these are like similar to automotive paints, and you just wax it, and that's it, by
And
hand.
that's what you normally see on super yachts, and there's a reason they do that for super yachts, because maintenance-wise, it's just a better way.
Any artwork, any logos, any recognizable sign, potentially you can give away on the vessel. Pirate flag or something. No?
we are definitely not going to put YouTube. We're definitely not going to put Gone with the Winds.
Nope. It'll just be, the boat name will be somewhere. I can guarantee you that. Other than that, I don't know. If you've got a recommendation or somebody wants to submit some
Sure.
potential artwork,
Yeah.
then hit me
Help!
up.
Help!
Yeah.
Help! Well, at least they know the name of their future boat.
Yeah.
You guys keep asking us.
You don't
We
know.
don't have a name. We really do not have. We don't even have a top 3.
No.
We need help.
We need help.
We need help. So
We don't have a name for the boat.
But it's still too far out on that. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a contest or something. I feel like it needs to be one word. I just feel like it needs to be one good, like, powerful word. It's good for a charter name. Somebody comes on board off and, like, charter vessel. Like, it's just a tough one. I know a lot of people said name it something. Name it Victoria.
No.
No.
I'm not. I don't know.
It's too obvious.
It's too weird. I feel like if my name wasn't Victoria, that would be cool, but it's kind of weird. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we need a name. It's a big decision.
If you want to see how that all unfolds, go check out the Winds, Gone with the Winds YouTube channel, where they're documenting the entire build.
Yeah. Says that they're gonna be telling and showing way more and everything that they're gonna be going through, and possibly us joining them somewhere because they're gonna get the boat before us. So maybe, just maybe, we invite ourselves and go sail
No, not
with
just
them.
maybe.
You did
Maybe. We invited
They
ourselves
already did.
already.
Yeah.
That's how we started this
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. We invited ourselves.
I bought one of their merch T-shirts, so I think that should get me at least a week.
All merch purchases come with 1 week on Curiosity.
That is that is
What's a,
no.
okay? What's a
How much is
website?
a
That's
T-shirt?
not possible. There aren't enough weeks in the year.
No,
What's
not
a
gonna
shop
happen.
called?
It's gone.com, so you'll
Got it.
find our shop is a link for there.
This conversation got carried away so far that we all can't remember that we've actually mentioned that they're building a hybrid, a hybrid yacht. So
Yeah.
we've decided that you guys are gonna have to go to their channel to learn more about it. Well, I hope
So,
this was fun for you guys.
Are we going for a little cruise now?
Cruise is my favorite beer spot.
Yeah, let's do
It is on the river.
Ciao, enjoy the outtakes.
Ciao, enjoy the outtakes.
That's what I would have done. No,
No,
This is my
This
video.
really is a hostage situation right now.
it is.
I mean, yes, we wanted to ask you all these questions, and there's nothing you can do right now. You want to swim? You can swim. Don't change the subject on us. Don't turn the tables. Okay, what do you want to know?
No, it's not
Messy.
included on either
That's
one.
right.
It's an option on both boats.
Yeah.
But we
Well, don't get hostile now.
It's fresh.
1 second. I just need to. It's bothering me. Is
Oh.
it straight?
yeah,
Yeah,
It was. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost nothing, but
sure.
thank
I
you.
get it. I get it.
This bothers him, but when he cuts my head off while I'm
That's
talking,
fine.
it
Yeah.
doesn't bother him at all.
Not at
You
all.
don't
Why?
need that head.
It doesn't bother him. He's just
still hear
talking
the
to my
voice.
torso,
You
know.
still
I'm
hear
like,
the
what is the
voice.
point of this? He's like, I already moved on. I'm filming my hair anyway. I'm like, but I'm still in the picture.
But the horizon leveling gotta be on.